The drunken style, extremely unpredictable. It's all deception. Now, for the naysayers, this or that is not effective. Keep in mind, it's how you're using it. If you have special skills, no matter what they are, no matter what style they are, and you show up to a large group of people who are sparring, you're likely to lose, no matter what your style is, because there's always someone better. With that being said, we reserve our skills until we cannot escape and have to defend ourselves. Now your chances of getting into a fight go way down. Why? Because if someone is messing with you and you walk away, chances are there's someone else that will step up to them. That's what they'd rather have if they're trying to prove themselves. So just remember, we're using a very inverse technique no matter what style we're using. Like the Shaolin monks, constantly being challenged by young, arrogant fighters. But those monks have been throwing those fighters off their trails for years, thousands of years, avoiding conflict until you can avoid no more. With that being said, I'm going to capitalize on drunken in this video. I'm going to expound a little more on the last two videos I did on drunken way back on the channel. You can scroll back. Just look for drunken. I did two videos back to back. Now we're going to talk about the stagger first. We have two ways of doing this. The first way is we're going to step across the front. See all this weight, lifting the foot. At first, the hands just relax. Relax the arms. Now I want you to feel top heavy. Feel all of your weight bouncing from side to side. Now this is water element. Similar to snake, but not quite the same. It's different. The first one of staggering, the two basic methods, is the forward stagger, which I just demonstrated one more time. Across the front, punch the shoulders. Maybe the head is down. Maybe the head is up. Depends where you're at. You can start putting all types of hand attachments on the stagger. Now, drunken is from wherever you are. There's no real setup. Unpredictability is what we're going for. So if you practice the backward stagger, which is the second technique, you'll find that any hand attachments can go on to either one of those. What is the backward stagger? The forward stagger simply means the front foot comes over. One foot comes in front of the other. The back stagger, it comes to the back. Completely relaxed. Now the point of drunken is to appear inebriated while completely sober. And let me say this again. If you like to drink and you choose drunken because of that, you're going to hurt yourself and you're going to get real sick. Okay? The Shaolin monks are some of the best at drunken in the world, and they don't drink a drop. So with the drunken style, just remember that. The second major thing I want to say is a lot of times people get the idea that this is a striking surface with drunken. I don't know. It's kind of like a back fist. Could work, could be effective, but if you run into an elbow right here, your hand is broken. Similar with drunken. If you run into an elbow here, your wrist is broken. You don't want to have to endure a fight with a broken wrist or a broken hand. Okay? So when we use this to strike with, we're either striking here, maybe grabbing the neck, or if we're doing high impact, the bone, maybe inside, maybe outside, maybe center. Now we have to talk about pouring before you can offer or serve a drink, you have to learn how to pour a drink properly. Now, in the last drunken videos I did back a while, I talked about the difference in offering a drink and serving a drink. When you offer a drink, you throw an attack at your opponent. You've only offered the attack, however. Your opponent is likely to block your first attack, if they're any good. However, if you land an attack successfully on your opponent with the hand, you have served a drink successfully. Now, any offer could potentially be a serve. Just remember that. But just because you offer an attack doesn't mean it's going to succeed. However, there will be several turns during a fight. Keep in mind, most fights don't last very long. Maybe 30 seconds sometimes, give or take. Things happen. Other people break them up. Someone gets hurt, unable to continue, etc., etc. So let's have fun learning a valuable skill and be responsible. Be careful. Now let's get the likes up. All right. I'm coming back from a shoulder injury. It's doing much better now. So we'll get it going. So pouring a drink. You can practice with 2 cups or 2 bowls. Put about a quarter of water in one bowl or cup. The other is empty. Pour the water into one bowl and turn it over and pour it back into the other. We want to align this so we're not spilling a drop. Now this is the first thing we do. First hand attachment we put on the stagger. Now this can go on the front or the back stagger. So we have the cross pour or the drag pour. Same thing. We're dragging across. Turn it over and back. So here's what it looks like with the actual stagger. We'll use the front stagger, although it can be done with both. We're gonna pour. Now with drunken, you have to be heavy and light, but we're using our body's water. We're not so much using the mass of our bone and muscle and everything else. The emphasis is water. Yes, the others are in there, but we want to think water with drunken, okay? Water is a perversion of the water in the body, okay? So we step across and we just pour. Now, if you see this stagger to the front, I step across, step, lift. I'm pouring. And if you start to control your weight and learn how to not commit, this becomes very powerful, very unpredictable. So we pour across. Here's the motion still. Now, how do we offer from the pour? You just poured a drink. Now, how do we serve this drink or offer the drink? Never assume it's going to turn into a serve, but that's what we're hoping for. Pour, the empty bowl or cup comes around, the hand hooks with a strike. You're pulling, you're hooking the arm of your assailant and striking. Pour, hook, strike. Pour, hook, strike. Now if we put that on the stagger, it looks like this. Pour, hook. Now when the second foot lands, it's timed with this hand and the same leg come out together. Now, the cross pour or the drag pour, we're going forward, or we're going to the side, but we're using the forward side. Just like Wing Chun uses Bong Sao, the drunken Bong Sao is emptying wine. See? So here we go across. So we can also use the pour backwards, the back pour. Works on either the front or the back stagger. Here we go. The back pour, I'm gonna come this way. So I'm using the elbow. Once again, being careful not to spill a drop. The only way to know, to test your accuracy, is if you're using cups of water or bowls. Otherwise, it's just imagination. You pour the water from one bowl into the other, whether you're using the back pour or the cross pour. Now, what size cup are we using for our striking? We have the goblet, the small cups, or we have the big cups, right? More like a chalice, okay? So what else can we put on the stagger? Anything. But we have to master the stagger first. So what I have in this video for the next technique is the wild offering. Wildly offering multiple drinks, and hopefully at least one will land, incapacitating the opponent. So the way we offer, one basic way is coming across. Big sweep, arcing motion up. And once again, this is not the contact point, it's here. Okay? Using the bone, or it could be the elbow as well. This way. Now, how do we generate these offers, these wild offers from the stagger? Forward or back? Looks like this. See, every time this back foot steps, the front hand strikes out. Now this can be done with the forward or the backward. If I'm using the forward stagger, I step across the front and I hit the same way. If I'm using the backward stagger, I step to the back and I strike this way. Here we go. Heavy power. Now at any time we're in a cross stance, we can spin. We can spin. Drunken is unpredictable. Anything can happen. Drunken is all from where we're at. So we've covered the cross pour or the drag pour. We've covered the back pour. Each can go on the basic stagger, front foot across, or lead back foot to the rear. We also covered wild offering. Offering multiple drinks. All right, let's get the likes up. We appreciate you watching. Subscribe to the channel. Even better if this is helping you. See you, Les Clements out.